My name is Tenyo Navarro, and I am a 12-year, going on 13 years, graphic designer and a 4-year 3D modeling and animation artist. And I am also known as the Creative Pirate. So today I wanted to take the time out to show you guys how to quickly turn a logo that is vectored, I'm sorry, that is pixelated and convert that into a vector logo as quick as possible. Now, there are two ways to approach this. What I'm going to show you today is the algorithm that Adobe Illustrator uses in order to help you progress with your work and not waste time when it comes to something that needs, immediate attention. I should also mention that these logos only this process, I'm sorry, only works with simple logos. Logos that have um, colors that are structured. What I mean is no gradients. If you want to see how I work with gradients, let me know in the comments after the video is done or whenever you have a chance. And I can make a video to show you guys how to create the logo and add the gradients and effects if necessary. So let's begin. So before I started the video, I made a canvas 1920 by 1080. And what I also did was I um I made sure that instead of 72 um in pixels, I made it 150. So I'm gonna lock the blank one, the background. I'm gonna go file. I'm gonna, where is it? Hmm, I'm not getting my, okay, sorry. Important. If you're not gonna work on the background and you locked it, in order to import anything else, you have to add a new layer even if you don't use it. So let's go to here. I added a second layer. Now I'm gonna get the option file and I'm gonna place. Let's go to the Burger King and I'm gonna place that. Click, try to center it as much as possible. Let's see where the center is here. So I think it tells you where the center is pretty much. So let's say that's it. I'm gonna press Shift, Alt, or Option, and I'm gonna click and drag to the size that I want to work on. I want to take advantage of the 1920 by 1080, so I'm gonna drag this down and have it right there. Looks good enough for me. That's good for me. I'm gonna lock that. Important. As a visual reference, always duplicate the layer and use the next one as your working grounds, not the first one, so you can go back and forth and see how close you got. Simple. We're gonna press here, duplicate layer, and we're gonna unlock this one. We're gonna click on it, and you know that you're ready to work because you get a selection around the logo. Now, the first step is you go to properties, and in properties, we're gonna use this tool called image trace. So click once and it's gonna give you a list of stuff or options that you can work with. Depending on your design, your logo, you're gonna have to want to play with these. But again, this is for a very simple logo. So I have already counted. The Burger King logo has 4 colors: the bun, the white that's on top of the buns, the blue arch, and the red lettering. That's 4 colors. We're gonna start with 3 colors. See what happens. Pretty decent. Of course, it's not great. So what we do now is we click here. We're gonna change the colors here from 3 to 4 so we can get the color of the buns back. Boom. Notice these corners are not as sharp as they should be. So we're gonna take the corners, we're gonna put them high. That does most of the work. And then now we're gonna take the noise and reduce it from 15 to 0. After I do that, I want you to focus on these corners here, here, and here. So watch what happens in those corners once I put this to boom. Again, this is if you need something rushed. If we look at it honestly, if we're gonna be honest with ourselves, if we compare right here, look at this corner. You're getting shortchanged in most of the corners. Again, this is just like I always tell people, this is just a fast resolve. It is in no way perfect. Me traditionally, I would have done this by hand because I'm old school that way. I prefer it to be for it to be perfect than through an algorithm. But again, we're just focusing on this right now. Once we're happy with that, we're gonna lock that one and we're gonna duplicate that one. We're gonna hide the one that we're not gonna work on. We're gonna keep it as a backup. Command or Control minus. Unlock the second one that you duplicated and move it outside. Now we're looking at new and old. So now, first thing, you already did the most important part, which was taking the logo and image tracing it as close as possible to the real thing. There are two more steps that if you miss them, your logo, you're gonna waste time and not know what happened. So the first one is expand. Why? Because if I didn't expand it, I pressed Command Z by the way to go back. It looks perfect, but it's one big piece. You can't work with it. You can't do nothing with it. Expanding it gives you the outlines, letting you know that they're separated vector pieces. Now you have to click outside of it, and then once you click in, press ungroup. Why? Because even though it was expanded and you could see the lines, it was still one big piece. You couldn't move nothing around or edit nothing. Now that I ungrouped it, I can take the white here, drag it out, bam, get rid of that. Click delete, click delete, 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 no, right there, delete and delete, bam. Now we have a problem. As great as this looks, we have a problem right here. That is in no way acceptable um, or correct whatsoever. If we look at that and we look at this, it's totally wrong. So what do? I'm gonna lock that vector, Command 0, and work on the main one to do this separately. That's the way I work. You can approach it any way you want, but in my case, this is how I would do it. So I'm gonna sample the red right from the middle. I'm gonna take the ellipse and let's zoom into the R, the registered, and I'm gonna approximate what I want from here as close as possible. I'm just gonna try to match it. Let me pull up a little bit. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now inside of here, you're gonna duplicate the ellipse. Now hide the one you duplicated on top, and on the bottom one, change the opacity to about 50%. So you can see when you work here how thick that inner circle is before you have to delete it. So now I'm gonna make the other circle visible. I'm gonna shift Alt or Option, and I'm gonna click and drag. Okay, what's going on here? Sorry, you gotta select the correct one. I hadn't selected it, so I was working on the bottom one. Now press Shift and Alt, and boom. Now there's a second step to this. Click out. You're gonna click the one that you want to reduce or eliminate, and then shift click the second one you want to keep. Go to properties and minus the front. Bam. Perfect circle. Now, earlier I was trying to see what font we could use to match this so that we don't go crazy. Again, this is supposed to be a quick resolve for a client. So I'm going to press the type tool or text tool, caps lock, the letter R, And I had one earlier that was called then alternate. This is as close as I found. I'm going to shift click and drag. I'm going to place it where I want it, and I'm going to distort it to get as close as possible to what I want. So I think I'm happy with that. I'm going to take the eyedropper, select from the center of the red. Boom. Now we have what was wrong with the other side. I'm going to take this and I'm going to drag it away and place it where I want it to be, which is right there. Now, so let's unlock this. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is important. So we know exactly what we're deleting and not deleting. The one that I made is on top here. I'm going to lock that one. I'm going to click and drag the two pieces that I don't want, press delete, and then unlock the top one. I'm going to press here, shift command here, and I'm going to drag these with where I want them. So I want them in here with this. So now this layer is blank. I can delete that. And now I have the Burger King logo completely vectored as fast as we could as a quick resolve. And what I'm going to do as a final touch, I'm going to take what I created, place it on top of what was given to me. And it's very close approximation, guys. Again, this is just a quick resolve. If you want it perfect, please do it by hand. I suggest that because you get practice drawing and using the pen tool and working with the the strokes and the fills, and it feels much better when you know you did it instead of relying on an algorithm that may or may not give you the results that you're happy with. So I want to thank you guys for taking the time out to watch the video. Please like and subscribe. If there's anything that you want to see, whether it be with graphic design, 3D modeling, animation, comment below. I'll be happy to help you guys out. No matter what it is, if I don't know, we'll figure it out together. Thank you so much for watching the video again, and have a great day, guys.